Welcome to Yoga is for Us. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are and whatever it is that you're doing today. So, we are going to get right into yoga this morning. And so, wherever you are, take a moment, make sure you have props available, pillows, couch cushions, maybe some books or blocks. Those kind of things will be helpful as we go through practice today. And so, just let yourself find whatever feels good for you or whatever props that you have found so far that really work for your body. And make sure those are closed. We're going to start in child's pose this morning. So go ahead and make your way onto your knees and then let your hips sink down towards your heels. This is a place where you might put a block. So there's several places you can use a block with this. You can use a block either to put your head on, or you can use a block to put underneath your hips. But if you use it for your head, you just bring your head to the block instead of bringing your head all the way down to the mat. You get to choose and just let yourself find your child's pose and then just start to allow yourself to just settle in just a bit, noticing what your body is telling you. And with each exhale, trying to see if you can relax and find just a little bit more ease in your body. See if you can sink your hips a little bit lower. See if you can find any more relaxation. Maybe even adjust where your forehead is touching, if it's touching anything. And just let yourself find your breath. Starting to allow anything you were doing before to start to float away. Bringing all of your attention to just right now and right here, wherever you are in this space. And just seeing how much relaxation can you find. Maybe relaxing your jaw. Maybe breathing into your hips or your upper back. Just seeing if you can let go of just a little bit more. And then with your next few breaths, start to find your gratefulness. Start to find your gratitude, your appreciation. Start to find your self-love. And just allow yourself to create a list or a mantra that just focuses on your gratitude, your appreciation, your self-love, whichever part of that really speaks to you today. Reminding yourself about how amazing you are today and every day. If your forearms are on the mat, start to tense your fingers like you have cupcakes underneath your hands that you don't want to touch the frosting. Lifting your forearms up off of the mat, starting to engage into the shoulders and the upper back. Just starting to allow those places to light up. Allow yourself to be aware of them. Not changing where your hips and feet are. Just letting the shoulders and the upper back start to light up. And then allow elbows to come down to the mat. Bend at the elbows, find prayer hands. Keeping elbows on the mat, bring prayer hands to the back of the neck. Starting to get some tricep movement. Just let prayer hands hang out right here at the back of your neck, or the back of your head, wherever your prayer hands can land, where you feel some engagement of your triceps. Allow your hands to come back to the mat, separating.
Walk your right hand over towards the right edge of your mat, maybe even off the mat. And then allow the left hand to walk over towards the right hand, keeping a lot of weight in your left hip so that you feel some stretch in your left shoulder, maybe your left side body, maybe even intensity of stretch into your left hip. Just allow yourself to feel that sensation. And then release hands back to center, but let the left hand walk over towards the left side of your mat. Right hand comes over with it, finding that stretch, keeping weight nice and heavy in the right hip, finding that stretch in the right shoulder, maybe the right side body, maybe into the right hip. Just letting yourself feel that stretch, feeling that opening. And then walk hands back towards center. Roll yourself slowly up towards your tabletop. When you find your tabletop, inhale, sending your forehead and hips as high as you can, dropping your belly down towards the ground, coming into your cow pose. Exhale, tucking your chin, rounding your back, coming into your cat pose. And then just let yourself go back and forth between these poses. Maybe you add some things. Maybe you add some hip sways. Maybe you change the directions of your fingers. Maybe you find some barrel rolls of your hips. Maybe you come in and out of a child's pose. Just find whatever motion your body says yes to. And then allow yourself to find the stillness of your tabletop. Extend your right leg back behind you, flexing your toes down towards your mat. Maybe find an ankle circle here before you flex all the way. And then just concentrating on lifting the leg. Inhale and lift just a tiny bit higher. Exhale, stay right where you are. Contracting your glute. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, stay right where you are. Inhale, find another lift. Exhale and stay. Inhale, one more lift if you have any more space. Contracting the glute, finding as much space as your body says yes to. Exhale, relax, keeping the legs straight all the way back down to your mat. Curl your toes, and then find a little forward-backward motion, creating a little bit of stretch and elongation on the back of the right leg, making it feel good, and then allow yourself to push your heel towards the back of your room, planting your toes, just doing a little bit of stretch and elongation of the back of the leg. And then bend the knee, bring the knee back in underneath your tabletop. Send left leg back behind you. Maybe find those ankle circles and then flex the left foot. Keeping it lifted. Inhale, lift a teeny tiny bit more. Exhale and stay. Inhale, lift a bit more. Exhale and stay. Contracting the glute. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale and stay. One more inhale. Lift as high as you can, contracting the glute. Exhale, stay right where you are. And then allow the foot to go down to the back of the mat, keeping the legs straight, finding that forward-backward motion again. Finding that bit of stretch and elongation. And then planting the toes, send the heel back towards the back of the room. Finding all that stretch going up the back of the left leg. Beautiful. Bend the knee, come back underneath the body. And then we're going to try something different today. We're going to go ahead and allow ourselves to stand up onto our knees. If your knees are tender, get a towel or something soft to put underneath your knees. And we're going to do a little bit of stretching in the back. So we're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. And then on our exhale, we're going to push our hips forward. And this may be where you stay. You can also bring your right hand back to meet the heel on your right leg, pushing the hips forward, rounding the back, doing a half camel. Inhale, hands back to the sky. Allow the back to become neutral, and then push the hips towards the front of the room. This might be where you stay, and that's completely fine. Or take the left hand, allow the left hand to find the left heel. Right hand stretches up towards the sky. Pressing hips forward. Inhale, hands back to the sky. We'll do it one more time. Allow the back to become neutral, and then push the hips forward. This might be where you stay, and that's completely fine. Let the right hand come back towards the right heel, pressing the hips forward. Inhale, hands back to the sky. Let back come to neutral. Press the hips forward. This can be where you stay. Or left hand can come to the left heel. Pressing hips forward. Finding all that extension of the front of the body. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Exhale, we do the reverse, finding our child's pose. Hips to heels. Forehead reaches the mat, hands stretch towards the end of the mat. So doing a little bit of reverse of what we just did. And then inhale back to your tabletop. Flip your toes. Make your way up and back to your first down dog. When you arrive in your down dog, take that nice deep inhale, that nice long exhale. Just let yourself be right here in this space. Pushing your hips up and back as much as possible. Creating that stretch in the backs of both legs. So creating that sensation. So push until you feel that stretch. And then inhale to your tippy toes. Then on your exhale, make your way to the front of the mat, finding your forward fold. Top of head comes down towards the floor, towards the mat, creating all of the stretch going up the backs of the legs. You really want to feel that stretch. And maybe with each exhale, see if you can bring your upper body closer to your thighs, the top of the head closer to the mat. Really, the goal is creating more stretch, more sensation going up the backside of your legs. Inhale up to your halfway lift, flat back, pulling the shoulder blades together, crown of head reaching towards the side wall. Exhale, forward fold, top of head reaching towards the mat. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, slowly roll yourself up to standing. Hands reaching towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, gaze up towards your palms, your high mountain. Exhale, cactus the arms, press the hips and the chest forward, allowing yourself to find a bit of a back bend. Inhale, hands back up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Top of head goes down towards the mat. Doesn't matter how much space is between the top of your body and the bottom of your body. Just that the top of the head is facing down towards your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Top of head is going towards the side wall. Pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees. Allow hands to stretch up towards the sky, coming into your high mountain, making yourself as tall as you possibly can. Exhale, cactus the arms, press the chest and hips through. Find that back bend. Inhale, hands reach for sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Allow thumbs to press into the bone in the center of your chest. Allow your eyes to close for just a moment. And just allow yourself to feel some gratitude. Finding something that you're grateful for right now in this moment, right now in this space, right now. Find that gratitude and allow yourself to be overwhelmed with whatever it is that you're grateful for today. I am always grateful for time, grateful for feeling good in my body, for my health, for my family,
Just allow yourself whatever you're grateful for right now in this moment. Let yourself feel that overwhelming gratitude. Whenever that feels complete, inhale and circle sweep arms up to the sky, stretching and making yourself tall again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and then step back to the end of your mat. We're coming to our plank pose. But as always, plank can be on toes, plank can be on knees. Doesn't matter. You decide. Find your plank pose. Let's take a nice deep inhale when you arrive. That long exhale, let it go. Inhale again. On your exhale, allow yourself to lower down as slowly as you possibly can, coming all the way down to your mat. Allow hands to come back towards your hips. On your inhale, lift everything up off of the mat, coming into your locust pose. Exhale and stay lifted. Inhale, lift a teeny tiny bit more. Exhale and stay. Inhale, if you have any more space, lift, 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 and find it. Exhale, release down to your mat. Allow hands to come underneath your head. Bend your knees. Allow your feet to windshield wipers side to side. And make it those exaggerated windshield wipers. Letting your feet move full range back and forth. And then allow yourself to find your tabletop. Pushing yourself up to your tabletop. Send your right leg back behind you, flexing foot. Left hand reaches towards the front of the room. Pull your belly in nice and tight here. Then on your exhale, allow elbow and knee meet underneath your body. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, put everything down. Send your right hand to the sky. And then left hand, I'm sorry. And then let your left hand come underneath your right, landing on the back of your left shoulder. Right hand can stretch to the end of your mat. And just find this little bitty stretch of the back of the shoulder. Just letting yourself relax as much as your body says yes to. And the next breath, bring right hand back, push yourself up, finding your tabletop. Send left foot back behind you, flexing foot down towards floor. Right hand stretches towards the front of the room. Pull your belly in, nice and tight, but keep breathing. On your exhale, crunch underneath the body. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, crunch. Stretch, crunch. Lengthen, one more, crunch. Lengthen, put everything down. Send right hand up to the sky. And then allow the right hand to come up underneath the left side of your body, coming to land on the back of the right shoulder. Finding that bit of stretch. And just letting yourself be right here in this stretch. And then unwind, coming back to your tabletop. And then just let yourself roll down to your belly, taking your time. Take that right arm, stretch it out directly out of your shoulder. Left hand comes up underneath left shoulder. And then we're going to just, using the left hand, push yourself up and over. Maybe the left leg flips over, stretching the front of the shoulder. And just letting yourself be right here in this stretch. Letting yourself breathe. And then roll back to your belly. Bring both hands up underneath your head. And then bring your right knee up towards your right elbow.
So coming into a half frog, flexing your right foot, and just let yourself have that bit of hip stretch. Some people prefer to allow the leg to go nice and long. That's completely fine. Some people like to put a block underneath their knee. You find the variation that feels good for you right now in this space that you're in. And then let right leg go nice and long. Send left hand straight out of your left shoulder. And then allow your right hand to come up underneath your right shoulder. Using the right hand, push yourself up and over. Maybe the right leg flips over. Stretching the front of the left shoulder. And just breathing, letting the stretch happen, letting it feel good in your body. And just noticing really how it does feel. Letting yourself find that gratitude. And then roll back onto your belly. Hands come up underneath head. Left knee comes up towards left elbow. Left foot is flexed. Coming into your half frog. Finding the variation that works for you. Remembering you can put something underneath your knee. Sometimes people prefer that sensation. Or you can let your left leg go nice and long. That works too. You get to decide. Next breath, bring left foot down to meet the right. Push yourself up to your tabletop. And then from your tabletop, we're going to go straight into our lizard from here. So from your tabletop, take your right leg. Bring your right leg up by your right hand. Okay? And so you might have to help it, and that's completely fine. But once the right leg is up there, lean in to your hands. Okay? So you have a little bit of an incline of that left leg. So here we are right here in lizard. You can flip the toes on your left foot, lift your left knee, and come into a floating lizard if you'd like, or leave that knee on the ground and just find your lizard right here. Now, from lizard, you can actually come all the way down. You might do this onto a pillow or a bolster. You can come down to your mat. You can come down all the way to your mat. That's where your lizard wants to be. Or you can stay up on your hands. Your foot might roll out to the pinky edge. That's completely fine too. There's no problems as far as that's concerned. But you just find your lizard, your version, what your body says yes to right now. Understanding that sides are different, days are different. Just let yourself settle in for just a couple of breaths. Feeling that stretch and those sensations. Allowing yourself to feel gratefulness. Feeling gratitude. Next breath, allow that incline to go back to where it was so that the leg is more straight. Heel toe your foot back onto your mat. Allow your hands to straddle your leg and then push yourself backwards towards the back of the room, straightening your right leg as much as your body says yes to. You might come up on your heel like I do. You might not, but we're just finding that sensation in the back of the right leg. Just allowing yourself to feel that stretch, sending your body gratitude, and just feeling into your body. Next breath, bend your right knee, pushing in, send your hands to the sky, coming into low lunge. And just take just a moment just to get used to how this feels in your body. And then we're going to take our left hand, put it on the mat, right hand stretches towards the sky, coming into low lunge, which is with a twist. Just letting yourself find this shape. No judgment, just finding the shape. And then bringing yourself back to low lunge. Put your hands on your thigh, push into your right knee, and then send hands to the sky. We're going to flow this just a little bit. So we're going to straighten our right leg, send the hands back behind us, coming into our half splits. And then inhale, finding our low lunge. Exhale, our half splits. Inhale, our low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, our low lunge. Exhale, hands come inside our right foot. Heel toe right foot off of your mat, bringing it back to meet your left knee. Coming back into your tabletop. Find a cat-cow here. If that feels good in your body. And then we have the other side. Bring your left foot up by your left hand. Maybe help it if you need to. Lean into your hands, creating that incline. And then find your version of lizard. Maybe it's hands, maybe you come all the way down. You find what feels good to you in this morning. Finding that stretch, remembering sides aren't the same. So something that feels really good on one side might be more challenging on the other, and that's completely okay. And then let yourself lean back, heel toe foot more onto the mat, allowing your hands to frame your foot. Lean in, finding low lunge. Send hands up to the sky, finding that sensation. And then let right hand come to the mat, left hand stretches towards the sky, finding low lunge with twist or revolve low lunge. And then allowing left hand to come to the mat, straightening left leg, pushing your bottom back towards the back of the room, finding your half splits. Letting yourself just settle into the sensation, letting it feel good in your body, knowing that we are going to flow it just a little bit. So inhale, rebend the knee, maybe bring hands to the thigh until you get to a place that feels stable. Send hands up to the sky. Exhale, find your half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, 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 hands come inside the left foot, heel toe the foot off of the mat, and then allow your knees to come back together, finding your tabletop. Find a couple cat-cows. If that feels good. And then allow big toes to come together, knees to separate, forehead to the mat, coming into your child's pose. And just taking a moment to notice where your body is, what your body is feeling. And then slowly roll yourself back up to your tabletop. Bring both knees to one side of your mat. Come down onto the hip, coming into your easy seat. Whatever that feels like for you. So send hands up to the sky, stretching and making yourself tall. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat, left hand goes up and then over towards the right side of your body. Finding all of this length in the left side of your body. Inhale, both hands come to the sky. Exhale, left hand comes to the mat, right hand goes up and then over towards the left side of the room. Inhale, both hands come to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, planting your hands out in front of you somewhere. And then wherever you've planted, leave the hands there. But as you exhale, start to bend the elbows so that the upper body comes down towards the floor with the elbows. Just creating more space. Next breath, allow hands to come back towards the body. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes back behind the left hip. Using the right hand to push against the left thigh. Twist the body towards the back of the room, keeping the spine nice and straight. Finding that twist that feels good for you. Inhale, hands come back through the sky. Exhale, left hand finds right knee, right hand's behind the body. Pushing that left hand against that right knee, finding twist that goes back towards the back of your room. Inhale, hands to the sky. On your exhale, we switch however we had our feet for easy seat. So we have our feet opposite. And then exhale, hands come down to the mat. And then with each exhale, keeping hands planted, we bend the elbows just a little bit more, bringing the upper body a little bit closer to the ground. And then release your hands, walk them back towards the center of your body. Allow the soles of your feet to come together. Fingers come towards toes. And then on your exhale, just bring knees, nose towards toes, a little or a lot. Just finding that space that feels good for you. Finding that stretch that feels good for you. If you feel sensation in your groin, you're doing it exactly right. So no worries about how deeply you're bringing nose down to toes. And then release the toes. Allow yourself to roll up, keeping the left knee where it is. Take your right foot, roll onto the left hip just a bit. Take your right foot, heel toe it back towards the end of your mat. We're coming into a 90-90. So both legs are kind of in a 90 degree, okay? Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold over the short end of your left leg. And then also keep in mind, this is always a variation for pigeon. If pigeon is not your jam and you want something different, this is actually a great variation for pigeon. Just notice where this lands in your body. Bring yourself back to your gratitude if you've lost it for a couple of seconds. Reminding yourself just again how valuable you are. Have you ever thought about how many people's lives you've touched and you've affected? Next breath, allow yourself to slowly roll back up. Heel toe that right foot back up to where now we're kind of sitting on our left hip. And then pick that right foot up, cross it over that left hip. We're coming into a twist again. Left hand finds the outside of the right knee. Right hand is back somewhere behind the right hip. Find that bit of twist. And then we're going to just let the right foot come right down on top of our left foot. So we're stacking our legs, the bottom half of our legs. So this is called fire log. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over top of your fire log. I know we are getting into those hips today. I know we are. I know you might have some feelings about that, but you know what? This is a time of year where we all have feelings and emotions, and some things are positive and amazing, and some things just aren't. Okay, let's just be honest. But oftentimes we just hold that in our bodies instead of letting it go. Getting into these hips where we like to store those feelings and letting some of that go, it'll just help us to go through this season. So just let it happen. Feel that sensation and just let it happen. Next breath. Roll yourself up. Allow your right leg to be the one that's on the floor now. Roll onto the right hip. Left knee is up towards ceiling. Heel toe, left foot back behind you until you find that 90-90-ish shape on this side. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your right leg. And just notice how this feels. Notice where your body feels sensation. Making adjustments if this doesn't feel quite comfortable for you. Making those adjustments. And then allow your upper body to roll back up. Heel toe, left foot back to where knee is facing the ceiling. And then pick that foot up, cross it over the left thigh. Right hand finds the outside of the left knee. Left hand is back behind the left body somewhere. Finding that bit of twist. And then releasing the twist, but then allowing the left lower leg to land over top of the right. You'll see on this side, I have all kinds of space, completely normal. And you might have space too, or you might not. It doesn't matter. Just find whatever version of fire log you can get your body into. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your stacked lower legs. Trying to get ankle over top of knee and then knee over top of ankle. But sometimes the body says yes and sometimes it doesn't. And yes, this is going to get all in that hip again. And just remember, it's all okay. And sometimes people will find, especially if we start to work with the hips a lot, that they have emotions start to come up. They might find tears and those types of things. And that is completely normal and completely okay and nothing to be ashamed of, even if it happens in the middle of a studio class. That is completely okay. Let your body have whatever the sensation is that your body needs to have. Whatever the release is, just let it happen. Next breath, allow yourself to come all the way back up to seated. You might notice that if you had space before, you have a lot of less space after you get into that stretch. And then slowly let your left leg come off of the top of the right. And then let both legs go nice and long on your mat. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Allowing your hands to find your feet. Maybe they find your thighs, maybe they find your calves. It doesn't matter. Just looking for a bit of stretch going up the back of your legs. Maybe it gets into your glutes and your hips. Maybe it gets into your back. Maybe you find, especially the upper back, if you're holding on to something, maybe you're spreading your shoulder blades and getting some stretch into your back. And then wherever you are, release, allowing yourself to come up Nice and straight. Bend your knees. And then slowly, 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 as slow as you possibly can, let yourself roll back, eventually landing on your back. But taking your time, scooping your belly in, recruiting those lower belly muscles, allowing them to help you come down. And then eventually letting your self stretch out nice and long on your mat. Then bend knees up towards the ceiling. If you have that block or pillow or something handy, put it up underneath your hips. And then send feet up towards the sky, flexing toes back towards nose, coming into your waterfall pose. And just letting yourself just hang out here for just a few breaths, finding that bit of inversion. Maybe if you have a wall beside you, maybe just send your legs up the wall. And try and find that space where the legs are there and they're nice and straight, but you're not necessarily spending a lot of effort and energy at keeping them there. Next breath, bring knees into the chest, and then feet come down to the mat. Remove anything from underneath your hips if you have anything there. And then allow yourself to find those really, really big windshield wipers of your knees, where knees are just tapping on each side. And finding inhale to the right, exhale to the left, and just letting yourself go back and forth on whatever your breath pattern is, finding that full motion. And then the next time you make it to the right side of your mat, let the knees come all the way down to the mat. Stretching arms out, or maybe cactusing arms feels better in your body. Letting your gaze go to the right or the left, or maybe towards the ceiling. And just letting yourself settle into this twist. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing what might feel different now than earlier. And just letting yourself be right here. Feeling that gratitude. Sending yourself that little bit of self-love. Reminding yourself that you are actually worth it. You're worth all good things. You deserve all good things. And if life hasn't yet rewarded you, that means they're still coming. Next breath, bring knees back towards center. Find those big, big, big windshield wipers of the knees. Finding with your breath, finding those movements. And then the next time you land on the left side of your mat, let both of your knees find your mat. Arms can stretch out or cactus. Just notice where your body is. Notice what it's telling you. Notice where your mind wants to go. Next breath, bring knees back to center. And then allow your feet to heel toe out to the edges of your mat. Knees come in towards the center of your mat, okay? And then on your inhale, keeping the feet where they are, both knees go over towards the right. Exhale, both knees go over towards the left. So finding these windshield wipers with your feet in a different position, keeping them with your breath, finding as much of the full range of motion as your body says yes to. Noticing how this feels different. And just letting it be different. And then allowing both knees to come towards the ceiling. Heel toe feet back in towards each other. And then allow knees to go opposite direction. Soles of feet come together, coming into our reclined butterfly. Just allow yourself just to settle in. Just finding your breath. And then whenever your body says yes, allow your legs to stretch nice and long on your mat. Settling down into your savasana, whatever that looks like or feels like for your body. And just letting yourself melt down into your mat as if nothing else even exists right now. It's just you, my voice, and your mat. Allow your eyes to close if you haven't already. And then mentally, find that place where you feel the most safe, where you feel the most at ease. And just allow yourself to mentally visit. My voice will call you back when it's time. Allow my voice to welcome you back to the space that you're in, keeping eyes heavy or closed. Allow one hand to come to chest and one hand to come to your belly. Just notice how your body moves as it breathes itself. And then as you feel ready, start to imagine that you are staring at your own self in the mirror. And as you're staring deeply into your beautiful eyes, start to say these things to yourself. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be balanced and kind. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be balanced and kind. Just continue to repeat those phrases as you're looking into your own eyes and your imagination. Just sending yourself that light. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be balanced and kind. And then as that feels complete for you, allow that image of your own face to fade. And then start to imagine someone who you care for very deeply. Start to imagine their face. And then start to imagine staring into their eyes and sending them that same energy, inserting their name. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they be balanced and kind. Start to send this energy, this light, this positivity to them, giving them that extra support that they might need during this season. And then as that feels complete, start to let that loved one's face fade from your imagination. And then start to replace it with the face of someone you don't like, the face of someone who's a challenge for you, the face of someone maybe knowing what's going to happen next. It makes your skin crawl. And maybe you can't imagine their face. Maybe it's too hurtful. But in the place of the face, imagine something that can represent them. And as you find that face or that object, insert their name. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they be balanced and kind. And allow yourself to send that energy, send that positivity. Sow that seed of karma towards that person that might be very difficult for you to think of. Maybe they've hurt you. Maybe they've never apologized. Maybe they never will. But go ahead and send that light, that beautiful energy in their direction. And then as that feels complete,
Allow yourself to find small movements, wiggling toes, wiggling fingers, maybe bending knees and windshield wipering them side to side. Eventually allowing yourself to find your side, using your arm as a cradle for your head, keeping your eyes heavy or closed, taking just another couple of breaths to send yourself self-love and appreciation, to prepare yourself for your day. And then allow yourself to come to your seat, whatever that might feel like for you. Hands in your lap. And as you arrive in your seat, keeping eyes heavy or closed, take 3 nice deep inhales and nice long exhales. And then after your third inhale and exhale, allow yourself to find 3 of those physiologic sighs, those 2 inhales before you inhale and then before you exhale, and a nice long exhale. So 2 inhales and then your exhale. Last one. And then allow your hands to come to heart center however you'd like to get them there. Exhale, chin to chest, bowing into yourself, honoring yourself. May each of us be happy. May each of us be healthy. May each of our lives overflow with love and gratitude and peace. May each of us find time to shine kindness on every soul that we meet, including our own. May we also take time to make peace with our pieces this week. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide at this whatever time of day you're practicing with me. It's been my pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And no matter what you do today, you remember that you are amazing.